Simple Phone Tech here with another installment in the basic series. This time we're going to talk just briefly about Wi-Fi, what it is, how to find it in your phone. So Wi-Fi is the alternate way to connect to the internet aside from your cellular internet connection. So instead of connecting to LTE or 3G or 2G or whatever it is that your phone is capable of connecting to, you would be connected to a Wi-Fi connection. So for example, you'd be connected to, if you have a Comcast or a Time Warner or AT&T, just as a few examples, and they put in home for you a router that'll broadcast wirelessly, essentially the radio waves, so that you can pick up the internet without having to be connected with wires, then that's what we're talking about as far as Wi-Fi. And of course your phones are capable of being able to pick that up and pick up the internet off of your home internet router, or if you're at a Starbucks and you connect to their Wi-Fi, or if you're at a hotel out of town and you connect to their Wi-Fi, etc. Alright, so where do we find Wi-Fi? Well, we can find it in two different places, really, on Android, Windows, and iPhone. So in general, here's where you find it on Android, that we have that in front of us. Probably the easiest way to locate it is if you take your finger and pull down your notification bar. And then from there, you should have the option within your quick settings for Wi-Fi, which you see right here. So you'll want to turn that on. Okay. Then you're going to see a list of options. So choose the one that is yours. Now you'll notice this commonly too on Androids in the upper left corner. For the notifications, you'll see the little Wi-Fi symbol there with a little teeny tiny question mark, if you can see that there, if the camera picks it up. So all that's indicating is that it's letting you know that you are close to a Wi-Fi connection. Let's say you're around town, so you're not at home, you're not connected to your home Wi-Fi obviously, but you have Wi-Fi turned on. So what you'll get and what you'll see is that little symbol there telling you, when we pull down the notification bar, Wi-Fi networks available, open Wi-Fi networks available. And by open, that means that it's not secure. So there's no password. You don't need to use a password to get into it. So like a Starbucks, or I think a lot of hotels today anyway, they're leaving their Wi-Fi open for anybody to be able to connect to, so that you don't have to ask them for a password. Okay, another call out that I wanted to make sure that you were aware of, that currently, even though we have Wi-Fi turned on, if you can see that there, we are connected to 4G or 4G LTE. So once we do get onto a Wi-Fi network, you're going to see that be replaced by the Wi-Fi symbol. Now, I was going to save this for the how-to series, but I guess this will be kind of a hybrid in this case, a basics and a how-to. While we're at it, we'll go ahead and show you how to connect to Wi-Fi. Now, if you know how to connect to Wi-Fi on any of the three operating systems, Android, Windows, or iPhone or iOS, you'll know how to connect to any one of them. That's one thing that's pretty much standardized across the board, is how to connect. You might see a little bit difference as far as, on the screen, obviously, because Android is going to look different from Windows, and that's going to look different from iOS. But the concept is still the same as far as turning on, putting in a password if necessary, if the network is secure, and then connecting. Alright, I'll go ahead and show you all three, however. We'll start with Android, and we'll move on to Windows, and then we'll conclude with iOS. So, here is my Wi-Fi connection. Of course, we've already turned it on, so I'll tap on that. And then we'll enter the password. So let me go ahead and enter the password now. Alright, password is entered, and then we press on connect. You see connecting. And even though the screen went away right away and didn't tell us that we were connected, we'll look at the data indicator. So we've switched from that 4G LTE on the cellular network to the Wi-Fi symbol. So we are now officially connected to the Wi-Fi, our home internet. Alright, next, how can you tell the difference between a secured and an unsecured network? Well, I think you might be able to tell right now. Secured is going to have that little teeny tiny lock right there, kind of covering the Wi-Fi symbol. Unsecured, which means you don't need a password, won't have that little lock there. So that's how you can identify the difference. Alright, we have our Windows Phone in front of us now, so let's go ahead and connect to Wi-Fi. We can either use a notification bar, or we'll do it the long way. I'll show you the alternate route here. So let's go to, let me pull that out a little bit, All Apps. Scroll down alphabetically until we get to Settings. And we'll go to Network and Wireless. We'll select Wi-Fi. We will turn on Wi-Fi networking. We'll find our network here. And then incidentally, on Windows, they make it pretty simple. Secured means you need a password. Open means you don't need a password. You can connect without a password. So very straightforward. So we'll tap on that. We'll enter the password. The password's entered. We'll hit Done. And just like that, connected to our home internet network. And there's a little Wi-Fi symbol, the data indicator. All nice and blurry there for you. There we go. Indicating that we are officially connected. Incidentally, I do have a basics video about the data indicator that tells you a little bit more about that, so if you're interested, you can view that video to learn a little bit more about it. Alright, now for iPhone. Let me just mention this here to you before we connect. Now we could go from the control panel by taking our finger, swiping upwards towards the top of the screen, and then we could turn on our Wi-Fi here. But if you watch the video on the notification bar, you'll know that unlike with Android and Windows, you can't just press and hold the little symbol there and it'll automatically take you to the location for Wi-Fi with the list of options to connect to. So with that, you can only turn on and off here. And I say, well, what's the point of that? You might be asking. If you're not already connected to the network, if you haven't been connected previously to the network before, then the phone won't know to automatically connect to that network unless you tell it to. So in this sense, since I deliberately set my phone to where it will not automatically connect to my network right now, I can turn on Wi-Fi. It'll say Wi-Fi turned on. But if you see the data indicator there, it still says LTE. I'm still connected to my cellular network because I haven't connected completely to my Wi-Fi network yet. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Now, let's go ahead and connect officially. We already have Wi-Fi turned on, but we're not connected, so we're going to go into Settings. And we can even see here, it says not connected, even though it is turned on. So let's go ahead and press on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is turned on, and we're going to get a list of networks here in just a moment. Here's our network. So we'll tap that. Let me just go back here a brief moment. Again, you can see the difference between a secured network with a little lock there, lock symbol, and an unsecured without it. Just wanted to point that out to you. Let's go back. We'll put in the password. Okay, we have a password entered, and then hit join. You got two places to do it, either on the keyboard or up here. Your choice. And then if you are officially connected, you'll see the little check mark showing the network you're connected to. And then again, we've switched over from LTE to our home internet connection. Alright, so with that, that is Wi-Fi. And again, this is kind of a basic / how-to series. What Wi-Fi is in a nutshell without going into excruciating detail for you. And then how to connect to it. Again, If you don't have your cellular connection available, or maybe you don't have an unlimited data plan to where you can just stay on your cellular internet connection all month long, you'll run out of, like, you only have a finite amount of data for your internet plan, then this is where it's useful to connect to a Wi-Fi connection. If you have it available, you'll be connected to it. In some cases, sometimes even faster, connect to your home Wi-Fi connection if you do have a home Wi-Fi connection, faster than the cellular internet in some cases. But with that, I hope this video was helpful to you. Thank you very much for watching, and again, this is Keep It Simple Phone Tech.